puts milk in before the tea, I think, needs to go and see someone.
So I was going to ask whether you dunk your biscuits or whether you keep it classy. As I say, it's going to be a tightrope, but I'm looking forward to it.
I've made it this far with no talent. So
No, exactly. You've done very well. You've done very well.
This is my 10th year.
I think it's going to be insanely close next year.
I think you were fighting with me at the time.
It wasn't too good for you as well. No.
So we're here, finally, two non-British drivers, racing for a British team, of course. So we thought, what better way of welcoming António into the family than having a good British cup of tea and a bit of a chat over a few things. So, tea?
What's tea?
It's like...
What is tea? So, I mean, you've had...
No.
You've had tea.
Very rarely.
So, penguin is a quintessential British biscuit to have with tea. Why are penguins good racing drivers?
Because they're used to low grip.
Because they're always in pole position.
So are you more of a morning tea guy or after? Or
Always. First thing in the morning.
Do you mind passing me the
I
milk?
will pass you the
please?
milk, so absolutely. Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Actually, I got a question for you. We've always obviously been competitors the last few years.
Yeah.
Very happy that we're now here wearing the same shirt. But what made you want to get into racing?
I've been on the fan side of motorsport since I can remember, but I didn't have the talent that you guys clearly had.
I've made it this far with no talent. So
No, exactly. You've done very well. You've done very well.
Fake it till you
But
make
in
it.
terms of my first memory, it was 1991 at Silverstone. Mansell won. Senna ran out of petrol, I think, if I remember correctly, on the last lap. And Mansell picked him up effectively on the victory lap at the end. And he sort of sat on the side pod.
Yeah.
And the whole crowd came down from the grandstands, climbed over the tyre barriers and chased after the car. And it's just the atmosphere was insane. What about you? What was your sort of earliest memory of it?
I was very fortunate because I have older brothers. We're six, one girl, 5 boys in total, and 2 of them were racing. So I grew up watching them race. I remember I have this vision really clear in my mind where my older brother was holding me on the fence and the race was going on, where one of my other brothers was racing, and my brother's rear left wheel got loose and it was firing onto the crowd where I was. And my brother like kind of stressing, pulling me out of it to not get hit with the wheel. And that's the first memory I got, and somehow that didn't scare me. That made me want to be the guy
You nearly died, and yet you
Yeah.
still wanted to do it.
That's the first memory I got. And then again, like my older brother took me out when I was 6 driving a go-kart. And at the end of the day, they were like, stop. And I just ignored them. And I only stopped when I ran out of fuel. Here I am.
But you've also got a family connection with motorsport, haven't you?
Yeah.
You grew up around it.
When I was born, I was literally traveling with my father up and down the country and watching him race, and he was really successful. It wasn't even a question like, do you want to do this? It was like, when can I start?
Yeah.
My father just put me into his go-kart when I was, I think, 4. Obviously can't really remember, but I loved it. In New Zealand, I don't know what it is in Portugal, but you can race it at 6. So I got my first go-kart on my 6th birthday, and then
And that was it.
that was it.
Away.
As I said before, we've been competitors, and now new challenge for you and for me joining Mitch and Jaguar TCS Racing. But what are you looking forward to? Because obviously, I don't know, maybe as an English person joining an English brand you came from a similar place, but how's it feel? And working with us, because it's 2 new drivers for you as well.
I mean, clearly that's the highlight. I've tried to see whether I can get working with you guys individually in the past before. So to have the opportunity now is mega. But if I take a look back at what was going on last year with the Jaguar TCS Formula E team, I think that the momentum that was built up was mega. I think we're coming to the end of Gen 3, and as we know from previous generations, the performance of all of the manufacturers and the teams converges. So I think it's going to be insanely close next year, but I think that we've got all of the ingredients we need to go out and challenge for the championships. That, for me, above all, is why we do it. And that's what excites me. And I think that what we now need to do, that kind of responsibility to deliver, for all of us to deliver on that opportunity, it's an incredibly exciting place to be. So it's going to be good fun.
Now, officially, I want to ask you, what's the best thing about racing for Jaguar?
Since I've been with the team, this is my 10th year
It's
with the
crazy,
team.
man. I respect that a
crazy.
lot, man.
When I first joined the team, it was like, obviously a lot of their history, a lot of their success was, in Le Mans many years ago, before we were even born. and they were kind of innovators in a way during those periods.
Yeah.
So then you start to realize how successful the brand has been with our success now in Formula E. It's very special to feel like you're right in the path for this new era, for the brand. When you kind of feel you will be part of history in 10, 20, 30, 40
Your
years
furniture
time.
now.
But now I'm part of the furniture, so they can't get rid of me. I'm like super glued into the...
There's a lot of
to
heritage
the
in this brand, right? There's a lot of
amazing heritage, yeah.
both on and off the track, so it's cool. For me personally, I mean, I've been very lucky to race for some amazing brands, but this is another step in doing that, and very exciting new challenge. And the cool thing is, I actually heard this yesterday, we are the only brand on the track that's only got a full electric range of cars on the road. I mean, it matches up perfectly, and
It couldn't be sort of a better fit. Do you find that you can take a little bit of each team with you as you move through and try to bring that into your next role, or do you sort of hit the reset button and just go with whatever comes?
it's a very good question, because there's a very exciting part of feeling a new challenge. I think I found a really good home now for me to come and take this next challenge. But no, it's like, look, it's whatever team we come across, and Formula E is at such a high level that every team's got really good people in there. And I was very fortunate to work with very good people at Porsche, where I'm coming from. And you always try to, if not take someone with, but take some of the positives. And I gotta say, it's been my first week here with you guys, and all of the technical team has been very open-minded and very open to hear criticism, or can we do something better? And that's the way to evolve. And equally, I'm coming in and I got an open mind, and I'm listening to how these guys work, because they've been doing things right.
Yeah.
When you first signed with the team, like, who was the first person you told?
So a year ago, I got a call just to sound me up, just a hypothetical call. And that was good. That stayed in the back of my mind. But then, last season had not even started. I didn't even tell you about that, I think. But anyway.
You're already keeping secrets.
I know, it's not good.
I tell Mitch almost everything about my life, personal and professional. But anyway. And then I was skiing in Courchevel with my friends, and Andre Lotter was actually there with us. And I get a call from Jag with like a 90% intention of let's make it happen. And I hang up that call, and I picked up the phone and I called you. That was literally the thing that I...
Yeah, I remember.
Same question to you.
I remember where I signed the contract. I was still racing GP2, and I had a race in Monza. I was in a hotel in Milan, and I got the hotel to print the contract for me. My mother was with me when I was racing in GP2, so it was probably her, but it would have been her and my father, excluding my management as well. Yeah, it would have been my parents, for sure. Obviously, we're all leaders in our fields. What does leadership for you look like for this season?
Although the team is incredibly accomplished already in terms of what it's achieved and what it will go on to achieve as well. I've got to be very careful that I'm not going in as the team principal and saying, right, this is how we're going to do things. It's going to be my way or the highway kind of thing. At the same time, I think there are things that we'll want to continue to improve and move forward as well. So initially, and this is why starting now today is a great opportunity to go in and observe before we get out to Valencia, and then obviously start the season in Sao Paulo as well, to get a feel for how things work, how things tick, the characters that are involved as well, and then work out how I can support the individuals that make up the team and then the team itself to make sure that we can realise the full potential. The challenge with racing, with what we do, is that there's that old adage that race one never moves, and that means that there's a sort of only a finite amount of time between today and that first race in Sao Paulo, and we want to hit the ground running as well. As I say, it's going to be a tightrope, but I'm looking forward to it. Fortunately, I know, and again, the Formula E paddock is incredibly small. Everybody kind of knows each other. So I know some of the characters that are already involved. I know how they tick. I've had the privilege of working with some of them before as well, which is great. So I think we've got a great chance of getting things up and running pretty quickly. Genuinely can't wait. Here we've got a very, very well-established team with some great experience, some great expertise. I don't think there is one team, I don't think there's one driver out there that I would discount as not being a threat. And that's kind of the mentality and the attitude that we need to go into next season with, knowing that we need to execute everything that we do with absolute perfection if we're going to stand a chance of getting drivers' championships, manufacturers' championships, teams' championships, all three, which is what we're definitely aiming for. We've had the English tea here, you've had the biscuits, and I was going to ask whether you dunk your biscuits or whether you keep it classy, and I know the answer to that because you've both been dunking your biscuits, so there's clearly no class here whatsoever.
Is dunking not classy?
I mean, you know, if you ever have the opportunity to go to the Ritz in London and have afternoon tea, can I just say, you're dunking, you're definitely going to...
I'm dunking everything.
You stick to your principles on that one.
Three-pointers, you know, like dunking it. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Kiwi, like... You're lucky I got shoes on right now. So I'm dunking my biscuits.
It's been great to sort of catch up and learn a little bit more about you both, and not only your past, but your passion for the sport as well. But in terms of, if we look at the aspirations for the future, what are your expectations for season 12?
Yeah, it's probably the biggest change that we've seen as a team, with both you coming on board. I was working with James for a long time, so you know, some exciting changes. As you kind of touched on earlier, we can build on some of your experience into the team, some of Antonio's learnings and experience, you know, a step better than what we were last year. But we also finished off the season really well last year. So ideally carrying that momentum that we had, if we can carry that performance across, you know, we're going to be in for a good season. So, I mean, you go into every season wanting to win both championships. Well, now all 3 championships. Yeah. It's a clear target for me. So I'm sure Antonio's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not underestimating the size of the challenge, but I knew that when I was joining this team, I know what's expected of us. I'm a winner myself, and I'm an ambitious guy myself, and I hate to lose. I'm a very bad loser. I've had my share of bad days, and that happens in FE, but if we're a strong team together, which I know we will be, we'll always be able to swing back from those, and you know, as Mitch was saying, this team has been so close to winning a drivers' championship, and hopefully I can contribute to that. If not with myself, then helping Mitch do it, and as a team clinching that would be great. And then, obviously, you know, the future is bright for the series with Formula E, with the Gen 4 coming along, and a lot of work there as well. So it's going to be a fun year for sure.
Brilliant. Well, let's go get it. And as they say in Formula E, vamos.
Vamos. I love it.